Yes, people, welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are. Oh, well, who likes the music? We trolled it on the Watch Along with Charlie last night. Who likes the rock music?
Yeah, don't mind a bit of rock music, mate.
Yeah, always the good music.
Lovely stuff. Hope you're well. This is the West Ham versus Newcastle pre-game breakdown Premier League match preview as we look ahead for our game at the London Stadium tomorrow at 12:30. Can West Ham United get the double over Newcastle this season as we look to get another 3 points off of the Geordies in our quest for the top four? Hope you're well in the chat. If you're new to the channel, drop a like on the video, subscribe to West Ham Official. If you haven't already, check out our channel sponsors SRM Carver and Son by clicking the link in the description down below. Let's see who we've got in the chat. Good evening, everybody. Oh, long time no see, Neil. Evening all from South Australia at 5 a.m. on Saturday morning.
Great work, Neil.
So Neil, what time's the game for you then? Tomorrow, next day, what is it? What time's the game? Is it like a madness time? Let us know. Liam, hope you are well. Come on, you irons indeed. Lauren as well. Hope you are keeping well. We face Newcastle tomorrow. Plenty of Newcastle to talk about. Plenty of things going on. Plenty to discuss. Mike, what do you make of Newcastle? And there's plenty to talk about.
Yeah, I think I did say all along that they'd made the right sort of signings to keep them up. You know, they've got to do it in stages. In my mind, they're not going to buy players that are going to take them straight to the top level. What they've done is they bought themselves 3 or 4 decent players that are going to drag them out of the hole they're in at the moment and keep them up. So, yeah, I'm not shocked that they've picked up some good results. The players they bought, though, they're only good enough to keep them up and just above that, in my mind.
Yeah, I think so. But they've bought some good players. They've bought like Guimaraes for the midfield, Gary. They bought Trippier, who we are hearing won't be involved because of his injury, which we don't like to see injuries, but a lot of West Ham fans are very happy that they're not going to see Trippier tomorrow because he's on a pretty good run of form. Wouldn't you agree, Gary?
Absolutely. I think he scored 2 in his first 3 games. I agree with Mike. I think the players they bought, you can't see them staying long term, like Dan Burn, a good solid centre half, but is he going to take them to top 6? I doubt it. Chris Wood, the same. What's his name? Guimaraes, how you pronounce his name?
Yeah.
But I think he's going to be a good signing. Yeah. But Maximan's obviously still already there. So the thing we've got to fear most is their confidence because they've won 3 in a row and they're going to come straight at us. So it's going to be interesting to see how Moyes sets up and how we start the game.
Yeah, 100%. Let's have another look at your comments. The game is on up to 11 p.m. here, Jake, which is very civilised for a change.
That's not bad, is it? That's not too bad, no.
11 p.m. Well.
Yeah, well, usually it's something dodgy like 3 a.m., 5 a.m., 4 a.m. So that's good. That's good, Neil.
The being a 12:30 kickoff, that helps him, doesn't it? I mean, yeah. I think when I was in Oz, we had a game that was like a 12:30 kickoff. A few years ago against Chelsea that we won 1-0 and I was trying to stay awake to watch it and I was sort of like dropping off watching it in bed, but yeah.
There we go. Let's have a look. Yeah, it makes a change. It does. It is. Yeah, I feel it is a very big bonus. Trippier's not playing. Obviously, he scored that free kick through the wall somehow. More luck than judgment. In their last game, I think that was. He's really coming to it, and you can feel the rise and the vibe, just rising. At Newcastle, just at the wrong time, Mike.
Yeah, it is. Well, that's just our bad luck, isn't it? But, swings and roundabouts. We've caught teams that have been out of form during the season and we've caught teams that are in form, and it's going to happen. You got to get on with it. I mean, Trippier will be a big loss for them, I think. I think so, yeah, I think he will be a big loss for them. But as Gary said, his confidence is a big thing. We should really take something from... I know it wasn't a win last week, but it's almost seemed like a win with that last-minute equaliser. I just hope we carry on from there, and we stay upbeat.
Yeah, definitely. We're not on a fantastic run of form, Gary. Is this the perfect game, do you think, with a depleted Newcastle side to really start getting back into some form?
I think so, Jake. You say we're not on a fantastic run of form. We've won and drew and won again in the FA Cup. So we played 3 games. We won 2 and drawn 1. I know one was against Kidderminster. The fact we're not playing well and still picking up points and winning games is a good sign, I think. So we can all look at players in the team, which no doubt we'll discuss shortly, that aren't playing well at all, but we're still winning games. And I think that's a good sign. So, I think we'll be all right against Newcastle. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, hopefully so. Hopefully so. Chef's in the building, Scott. Have you got even no pub closed? No power. So it's a rare Friday evening off for the chef. Wow, we don't see that very often, Scott. Is that good or bad? No business night off, feet up. West Ham unofficial, or would you rather be flipping them burgers or whatever, or flipping that fish? Whatever tickles your taste buds. Hi, Jess. Hope you are well. Thank you very much. Scott says, I'm worried about this one. Newcastle start with a goal advantage. Yeah. He's gone from Burnley. We didn't have the goal advantage for Burnley. And then he goes, I need to get one against West Ham. Let's move to Newcastle. That's the best option, isn't it?
Yeah, he's been a scourge against us, hasn't he? I mean, he just always seems to pop up with one, but hopefully we can keep him quiet. I mean, the one thing we can take from last week is, Diop and Dawson, I thought were 2 of our best players.
Absolutely.
He may have a headache, which we'll probably talk about in a moment, but if those 2 can stay alert, hopefully we can keep them quiet.
Yeah, definitely. And Michael, I've just seen Tom's put on Twitter that that he's had Tom's little boy had a Zuma 4 shirt, I believe, and I know.
I did buy it, the kit.
And he went to the club shop, and it's been exchanged this afternoon. Are you glad about that, Mike?
Yeah, obviously the young lad, he's only 5. Even at that age, his mates are going to know all about Kurt Zuma and what he's done. So, the shop didn't hesitate to be fair, to exchange it, and he's got one with Bowen on the back now, I think.
That's
there
good.
We go. There we go. Let's hope Bowen don't do nothing dodgy to Danny Dyer now. Gary, in all seriousness about Chris Wood, do you see him posing a threat to us tomorrow?
I do actually. He always, as we touched on, he always scores against us at Burnley. He did, and he hasn't scored for Newcastle, and he's playing West Ham. I mean, we all know what the script's going to do. It's guaranteed. Do you remember years ago when Torres hadn't scored for Chelsea?
Yeah.
In West Ham, he's going to score, and it's going to be the same with Chris Wood tomorrow. So I think we'll win 2-1. I think he'll score, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're definitely going to get a goal. We'll get on the predictions later on. Let's talk about our good friend Eunice for a minute. What's the weather going to be like for the game? As I think it's pretty shocking over there. Yeah, it is. It's been like a day in lockdown in a parallel universe today. Not going to lie. The one day schools are shut is the one day I got an inset day. Brilliant. But David Moyes mentioned on his pre-match press conference that they've had to adapt, but it hasn't affected the team that badly. Obviously, we saw the training video on Twitter earlier on where they were literally trying to train outside, but it's just turned into mayhem, I think. But hopefully that's all sorted for tomorrow. For our sake, getting up there, and for the game's sake as well. Wood, to be fair, hasn't started well for them. Still odds on the score, definitely. James, I hope you are well. Kent, hope you're keeping well. 3-2 to one tough game. Yeah, I agree. It's a tough game. I don't have a bad feeling for games very often, but I've just got something there that's just saying, "Ooh, this is not going to be easy." Fremmer, hope you're keeping well, my friend. Wondering if public transport will be okay tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Gary, hope you are. The Gary rampage has started well and truly. We just need Gaza to come in now. Newcastle channel seem worried about it. Glad we are at home. Yeah, and I'm pretty worried, not going to lie. There's just something there that's thinking this isn't going to be straightforward routine win tomorrow. There's going to be some drama. Jake, hopefully with John tomorrow shaking some buckets for the food bank. Yeah, a couple of hours before kickoff, hopefully we're going to be at the stadium, and just outside the aquatic centre I will be with John shaking a bucket for the On Sport food bank. So if you see me, come and drop a quid in if you can, or go to the shop and buy a tin and give it to John. All donations are greatly appreciated, indeed. Right, so David Moyes, Mike also, Gary will come to you first, actually. Apologies, Mike.
No worries. No worries.
David
I need a
Moyes,
drink.
David Moyes said in his press conference also that we are carrying a couple of knocks in the squad, and Jared Bowen was a name mentioned, but he said he should be okay, and he probably hasn't got a knock. A couple of knocks in the squad, which isn't fantastic, but it is what it is, isn't it?
It is. It'll be interesting to see what he does tomorrow, because personally, I would pick Fredericks to play for his pace against Saint-Maximin. So I'll pick him and drop Soufal, who I thought had a bad game at Leicester. And then he's got a dilemma of what to do about Zuma, because Diop I thought was excellent last week, and I thought Dawson was excellent. So whether Zuma comes back in, I don't know. I think they're the two big decisions he's going to have to make, because Soufal can't play as badly as he did against Saint-Maximin as he did against Barnes. So I personally would put Fredericks in and see what happened there, because he's got the pace, Fredericks. He just needs a bit of confidence and concentration.
Yeah, because this is really interesting, because we're going to do a lineup builder in just a second. I'm just getting up a lineup builder. So let's just talk about the right back whilst I get that fired up. Mike, Fredericks is a name, but then the alternative to that is, what about Ben Johnson?
Well, that's the thing I was going to say. I think, what has Ben Johnson done wrong, really, not to get on the pitch last week?
Nothing.
You know, Fredericks has got pace. I agree with Gary there, and up against Saint-Maximin, yeah, but I just think Ben Johnson's a stronger defender. Yeah, we all know he's got a few problems, going forward. He doesn't always play the right pass. But I just like him. I think he's not let us down defensively at all every time he's played. And I think he's not super quick. He's not as quick as Fredericks, but he's quicker than Soufal. And I just think he is a good defender. But I just can't understand why he didn't even, he hadn't got a shout in the last game. I really don't.
Yeah. Right then, so let's get your thoughts on this starting lineup then. So, in goal, Fabianski or Areola?
Well, Fabianski.
I'll go with Fab as well, Gary.
Yeah, we will go with Fabianski. Do you think that Areola's done much wrong? No, but he has retained his spot in goalkeeper for me. Right, the two centre-backs. Now, this is one of the first conundrums that we have, is that we've got Diop, who's got a bit of confidence now after the game. We've got Zuma, who we know is fit and available. And we've also got Dawson. Mike, what are you doing?
It's a real tough one, and he's going to have a headache over this. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, I'd keep the same two from last week.
Wow.
You know why? Because I think it wouldn't do Zuma any harm to sit out another game. I really don't think it wouldn't do him any harm at all. Yes, ideally, it's best for Zuma to play at home for obvious reasons. But like I said, Diop had a game of his life last week, and he doesn't deserve to be dropped. And Dawson has not put a foot wrong. So it's a tough one. It really is a tough one. I can see Zuma coming back in, but personally, I'd stick with those two.
Interesting stuff. Gary, the fullbacks, left back. I mean, we haven't got any choice.
Just touching on the centre backs, I agree with what Mike said, but I do think that Moyes will pick Zuma over Diop.
So do I, Gary. Yeah.
Unfortunately, left back, we've got no choice. Masuaku was injured. Cresswell had a terrible game last week. Cresswell again, so he will play, but he needs to buck his ideas up, because they're going to attack that side. If I was Newcastle's manager, I'd look at our fullbacks who played last week and think that's where they're going to attack us, unfortunately. So he needs a much better game, but he'll definitely play Cresswell.
Yeah, right back.
I think Mike's probably right. I think he'll probably go for Johnson. I personally would pick Fredericks, but I think he'll pick Johnson.
Yeah, we'll go with Johnson.
It's Johnson for me, but there is another option, of course. You can't drop Aaron Cresswell for one bad game.
No,
but with the pace and confidence Newcastle got going forward, he could put Ben Johnson at left back and Fredericks at right back.
Yeah,
it's a possibility, but I wouldn't do that.
Now, obviously, Declan Rice will start. There's speculation. Oh God, there's speculation that Souček's on a pretty bad run of form, and there's already people getting on his back. Do you believe David Moyes sticks with Souček in midfield, Mike?
I think he sticks with him. I think he stays with him.
Fair
I know he's had a poor run, Jake, but honestly, I think he'd just stick with him tomorrow.
I agree. fully agree. There's a lack of depth in the squad, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Suchek played all through the Euros as well. He hasn't had a week off for about 2 years, poor guy. So he's going to have a dip in form. We've got no squad players to take over from him. Because Moyes clearly doesn't fancy Grau. Nobes hasn't got the legs anymore, and that's it. That's all we've got.
It is. In that number 10 role, Lanzini or Benrahma, Gary?
He played Newcastle. I'll give Benrahma a go. He had a good game up there, didn't he? So I'll play Benrahma.
Yeah, I agree. Mike, left-hand side of midfield?
Well, to be totally honest, I'd probably play Benrahma there.
Okay, all right. So,
yeah,
would you put full? Go on.
But yeah, looks like he'd probably stick with Fornells.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't think Fornells was one of the worst players at Leicester last week, but he wasn't fantastic. But those two are interchangeable with Lanzini potentially coming in into that starting lineup.
But again, like Gary said, I think Benrahma come on and did well, and I think he deserves a start. Yeah.
And can we all agree that it will be?
I think that is the first name on one of the first names on the sheet, the second name on the sheet.
Yeah. So and probably Antonio up front. So the things that could be interchangeable is these two, Fornells and Benrahma, with potentially Lanzini slotting into there, Benrahma going up there, Fornells on the bench. But this is the lineup we've picked: Fabianski, Creswell, Diop, Dawson, Johnson, Souček, Rice, Benrahma, Bowen, Fornells and Antonio. Get your starting lineup predictions into the chat. Write out quickly, violently type it, and let's see whether you agree with our panel tonight. Right, let's scroll up on some comments and see what you guys say. Good evening, on time as always. It's our resident Chelsea fan, Simon. Hope you're keeping well, my friend. James says Chris Wood was taken off mid-game due to being naff against us last season. He doesn't worry me. Some Maximin, on the other hand, we'll get into him in just a second.
James.
Johnson's a play for me, better defending than Fredericks, or you could play Sufo Fredericks in front. You could do.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Fredericks can't defend Ben Johnson all day yet. Johnson, Zuma and Dawson. So Dad's dropping Diop down to the bench. Diop, Zuma from Kensey. Everybody's got differing opinions on this centre-back partnership after last week. It's interesting. Alana hopes you're higher, guys. Game is safe from being called off from the weather. I think it's safe from being called off, but hopefully we can all get to the stadium tomorrow. That would be nice. Dawson must play. He scores. Indeed. I'd still take a shoulder goal. Yeah, we took it, and there's no doubts about that. Lanzini is a 10 from the bench. He's a game changer from the bench. I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah, I agree with Gary there.
Yeah. Benny on the left. Fremer says, I think it's unfair to batter Souček. He's obviously being told to stay back by Moyes to let Rice bomb forward. Souček is world class going forward, but you have to let him. Indeed. Chris Wood is going to score against us, I reckon, just our luck, yeah. Let's move on to some of the other players in. Of course, Alan St. Maximin. You don't really need to say much, Gary, do you?
No, I mean, of all the players in the Premier League in that position, I've taken at West Ham if we could. I think he's a fantastic player, I really do. He gets the ball and you literally shit yourself. You think yourself, he's going to attack us and he's going to do something every time. He's so confident, he's direct. What a signing they've got there. He won't be at Newcastle long. So he's a really good player. I really like him. Elsewhere, John Joe Selby always does well against us. He's a West Ham boy, so he'd probably bang a free kick in. But I think we just need to attack them. Defending wise, I still don't think they're very secure. The keeper's not brilliant, so I think we're going to score. I think, but it's just whether we can control St. Maximin. If we can control him, we will win the game.
Definitely.
I remember, was it 2 or 3 years ago, Jake, when we were 3-0 down at half time?
Yeah, when
probably.
I was definitely there. And St. Maximin ripped us to pieces. And if the guy had an end product and a shot on him, we'd have been 5-6-0 down at half time. Was it Zabaleta he tore a new one?
It was, yeah.
I felt sorry for him, but we came out and we showed in the end, we did show a bit of spirit and we got it back to 3-2. But
we were there.
Dead and buried in that game because he ripped us to pieces.
Yeah.
So, I think we got to learn from that.
Yeah, I can remember that game because we had so many chances in the last 10 minutes to get a draw.
Yeah.
And then my dad just said to me, "It's not our day, is it?" And we were like, "No, and it was a few years ago, mind you." But
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
let's take some more of your comments. So still talking about the lineup, we'll take our last comments on that. Drop Suchek, play Lanzini with Rice. There's so many differing opinions of what David Moyes could or can or will do tomorrow. See, then West Ham Irons is going for a 3 at the back. Play all of them. You know, no messing about. Let's just put 3 of them in. In doubt, put all of them there. Put all of our centre backs on the pitch at once. Why not? Dawson, Diop, Zuma, and Johnson. Then playing Fredericks just a little bit higher up. It's a shout. It's a shout. Alan Saint-Maximin baller, guys, outstanding. He is. Kent's going Fabianski, Diop, Zuma, Creswell, Johnson, Rice, Suchek, Fornals, Benrahma, Antonio. Antonio wide, Bowen up top, interchanging. That's interesting. That is starting Antonio out wide. See, nobody's really mentioning that, but I think he's more effective out there at the moment than he is up top because he's doing nothing finito up top.
Yeah, I agree. Antonio, unfortunately, he hasn't had a shot in the last 2 games, which is unbelievable for a centre forward, let alone a shot on target. He's literally not involved at all. So I think sticking him out wide, Bowen's so confident he probably could play down the middle. So it's not a bad shout from Kent now.
No, it's not. It's just salty, isn't it? Still, Ham. It's just salty, isn't it?
Yeah,
you are just jealous. You're just jealous because you haven't got the future Ballon d'Or winner in Craig Dawson. You're just jealous. It's fine. It's done now. Finito, done. You know, you enjoy your wins against Randers in the Conference League, Chris. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Zufel can't play after the last game. He's massively off it. He is indeed. Top of the shoulder hasn't been handball all year, is it? No. I haven't got a clue what the handball rule is. I thought it was going to be ruled out, but it wasn't. It wasn't. Pete, check me keeping well, my friend. A bad feeling about tomorrow's game. Yeah, I haven't got a good feeling about it. We have looked disjointed for a while. We have, but there's time to put it right, I reckon. Jake, would you play Crow and Rice because he lets Rice go forward? David Moyes clearly doesn't like Crow. Crow's obviously done something to him.
No, you're right, Jake. He doesn't trust Crow. Otherwise, he would have played before now. A long time ago. There's been opportunities for him to come into that team, and he just doesn't trust him. Obviously.
No. To add more pace to the mix with Newcastle, you've also got Ryan Fraser, which I think is a very dangerous player who's got a lot of pace. And some people might say, "Oh, he's like championship quality," but I think he's pretty decent and another player that could rip our fullbacks to pieces, Gary.
Yeah, he could. You're right. He's got pace, Jake, but I think he's quite inconsistent. I'm not too worried about him. No, he's probably blinded tomorrow. But it's more so Maximin. Fraser, yeah, not too bothered about him. It's good that Callum Wilson's still injured as well. I'd be worried if he was fit.
Yeah.
He's a very good player as well. I think we're lucky there. I think Trippier missing, Wilson missing. I still think we'll win the game. I think we win the game. As long as we control Maximin, as I said earlier, we'll win the game.
Yeah, so Maximin on fire. Yeah. See, we've said this. I've said this watching it at home. Antonio has lost a yard of pace. I could see that clearly from that Leicester game. Watching it at home and like getting the whole vibe of it, not being there. Antonio was lost some pace. And he's lost some physicality as well because he just bundles himself to the floor and
also very limited. If you're a lot opposing manager, you know exactly what Antonio's going to do. He tries to spin you and then push it around you and run you. So all you've got to do if you're centre back is sit back a yard or two. Don't and then he's not the most skillful player in the world. Just take the ball off him, and that's the trouble. All opposing managers know exactly what West Ham are going to do, and this is the trouble we've got. We've got no variety in our play.
Yeah.
Well, then the thing is, like someone said earlier, there could be time just to swap them around, stick Bowen. I mean, Antonio has sort of like made runs and taken people away to let Bowen run through that middle a few times. So maybe it's time to just let Antonio drift out wide a bit and let Bowen make those runs down the middle.
Yeah.
It could work. It could work.
Yeah. Comment of the night and it's pinned to the top. Antonio looked weak as a kitten last week. That's the comment of the night, Ken.
But he's worn out. He's worn out. And I think, you're right. He looks as though his tank's empty.
Yeah, he's played more minutes this season than the ever season he's ever played at West Ham, I think. So
Yeah.
Is it really? Yeah. Peach says, I want Fredericks to play. See, differing opinions. What would David Moyes do?
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. If I see Antonio on the wing once more tomorrow, I will scream. Yeah, I will scream if I see him on the wing if he's been told to play down the middle when he's drifting off here, he's drifting off there. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Alana says it's all well and good Mickey drifting wide, but no one runs through the middle in his place. Souček needs to be given license to bomb into the penalty area again for me. Yeah, and it happens week on week, and we don't seem to have a response or an answer or a solution to the problem. Antonio gets the ball on the wing, looks to put the ball into the box. You've got either nobody or Bowen and Fornals in the box, and he thinks there's no point putting the ball into the box to them because they ain't going to win a header, are they? So you're in a catch-22 situation because he's quite good playing there, but nobody's going to win a header in the box if he puts the ball into the box if he's not there. But mind you, he's not winning any headers at the moment, so we're just in a big scenario that's not very good at the moment. But do you think, Mike, tomorrow it could be a situation of whoever can score more, or can you see it as an edgy affair?
No, there's goals in this game for sure. There's goals in this game. I mean, both defences are probably going to be not as good as the attacking sides.
No.
I mean, yeah, it could be a 3-2. There could be a few goals in this game.
Mm.
You know, I still think we're due a decent performance, a good performance, and just hope the performance goes with the 3 points.
Yeah, definitely. Europa League draw next week. Yes, it's on Friday. I'm buzzing for that. I will be live here on West Ham Official with somebody. I don't know who, because probably everybody will be at work because it's a Friday. But I would try and get somebody on to do the Europa League draw with me. Watch along next Friday. That's booked off. I'm ready for it. I'm here. I'm ready for it. See, one player we haven't mentioned is Nikola Vlasic.
Yeah.
Gary?
I mean, he's missed out a bit, hasn't he? Sorry, Gary, go ahead.
That's all right. I think it's the same situation as last year with Ben Rama, Jake. He needs to run the games. You know, you need to say to the bloke, okay, you're in for 5-6 games. Off you go. Because he's coming on for 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there. He started a few games, then he gets pulled off. He's always substituted if he starts. And I think he just needs to be believed in. I think he's got something. Not quite sure what it is yet, but he's got something. So let's give him a go. Yeah,
why not? Hopefully we'll see him at some point tomorrow. Rangers next round. Yeah, that'd be decent. We are like us Gary and Mike. We're here. Londoners are here, and then it's all the way up there. So we're going to have to go straight up to Rangers. But yeah, mad win for them last night. We were just keeping tabs on it when we were watching the Barcelona-Napoli game. It was like 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, 4-1. What's going on? What is going on? Gary says, now we haven't got the extra players we needed in January. Moyes has gone more defensive. Other Gary, do you think that tomorrow we are going to try and get back into the form that we have been missing for a good few weeks now? And that's not, that's almost an understatement.
I think, as I said, touched on earlier, it's credit to us that we're not playing well and we're still 5th in the league. I mean, you can go through the squad, and apart from Declan Rice and Jared Bowen, you would argue that everybody's playing worse than they did last season. And we're still 5th. You know, Souček and Soufal have been really poor. Cresswell was okay before his injuries. He's gone right off the ball now. Antonio's gone off the boil. Fornals is off the boil. Ben Rama's hot and cold. So at some point, you would hope they'll come back into form. And when they do, we're going to have a good performance. So I'm really impressed with the attitude of the team that we keep picking up points even though we're not playing well. So let's hope we can get some form back like we had at the start of the season and then finish the season with a bang. Indeed,
yeah. Mike, do you we play first this weekend. We played last weekend. Yeah. I like that because first you get to set the tone. If we win, it's bags. It ruins the rest of your weekend if we lose. But playing last, then you can watch everything else happen and then pounce. Manchester United are sitting in 4th position now, and we can leapfrog them if we win. They play Leeds on Sunday. Now, Leeds could be a banana skin because Leeds blow hot and cold as well. They blew hot, extremely hot against us at home, but they could be a banana skin. And if we do our job, pick up the 3 points, we can sit back and hopefully watch everybody else lose the rest of the weekend, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, if we get the 3 points, it puts the pressure on, doesn't it? And it makes those other games different. Then they've got to win, haven't they, to get back above us? So, I mean, there's difficult games in there for the teams below us. I mean, Leeds are no pushover, as we know. Leeds, on their day, will beat anyone.
Yeah.
But they'll also lose to anyone. They're that sort of team. They just concede too many goals. But they're one of those sort of teams that can win a game 3-2, 4-3, Man United, because where is it? Is it at Leeds?
It is.
I'll tell you what, that'll be a great atmosphere. The Leeds fans would be right up for that. The old days, Man United Leeds games were great games.
Yeah.
Going back in the 70s and that, they were top games, and the Leeds crowd would be right behind them there, and that won't be easy for them.
No, exactly. Sure.
Yeah, another potential banana skin for United there after all their shenanigans this week about captains and posts and dodginess and players coming out and saying this didn't happen and that didn't happen. It's not a good time. It's not a good time. Rangers, that'll be a nice quiet tie. It will be. We all want the Barcelona, but it's more convenient for us to jump on a plane up to Scotland than it is to go to Spain. It's more convenient, but we'll take what comes as long as it's not Galatasaray 5 hours down there or something. Because that's just not ideal.
But I think Dortmund have been in really poor form.
Yeah.
They have been in poor form. I know it was a bit of a shock, but it wasn't a huge shock to a lot of people because they've been struggling a bit, Dortmund, this season.
Yeah.
Or just recently. Yeah.
They were without Haaland as well, so they were without their main man up front.
Yeah.
Yeah, so regarding Vlasic, he has had enough time to show he can play, and he has been terrible. Fair enough. Even though Lanzini's better from the bench, but Vlasic, I reckon, needs more games. He costs a lot of cash. At some point, he's got to be given the time, but I just can't see it at the moment because he's not getting in front of Bowen. Benrahma, we're going to see over the next few weeks what David Moyes' stance is on Benrahma to whether he gets played or not. And then you've got Lanzini pushing him as well. Then you've got Vlasic back there. He's finding it hard to break into this first team, and he's not going about business quite the right way at the moment, but we'll have to wait and see. I agree with Kent. The over-reliance on Declan and Jared is really worrying. Yeah, anyone would like to comment on that?
Very true.
Yeah.
No, true.
It is worrying, but hopefully we can get back into some form tomorrow. Supported West Ham for 42 years. Good players do not need time to settle in. Let's scroll down. Leeds, Man U will be unbelievable atmosphere. At least one red card, I think.
Wouldn't be a shock.
No, exactly.
Benrahma is no way a good consistent player. He's not showing it. It is warmer in Barcelona. It's warmer in Barcelona than it is in Rangers, but
in Glasgow.
Jesus.
The thing is with Benrahma though, Jake, he came on, and without him coming on, I don't think we get that result on Sunday. He does give us something. He goes it. Yeah, sometimes he does try things and loses the ball, but that's got to happen. I mean, you've got to beat someone, or you've got to do something a little bit different to play that extra. But you can't keep just doing that easy pass all the time. Yeah. You've got to have someone that can open teams up and do that extra special bit. And I think he can do it. Yeah, he might not do it consistent enough, and the end product might not always be there, but he does give us that.
No, he does, mate, and I agree with you. I don't think we'd have got the point without him coming on last week. Then the week before against Watford, Lanzini came on and did exactly the same thing.
Yes, yeah.
I think those two are working at the moment.
Those two, yeah, you're right, Gary. Those two can do that.
Yeah,
they can do that, but neither of them have really done it over 90 minutes consistently. No. That's the trouble. But
that is the trouble.
Yeah. Kent says Benrahma tries things versus Leicester. He had a couple of shots, but in games he starts, he does just you lose the fact of him even being on the pitch at times, which portrays the fact that maybe he's a better 30-minute player. But that's things that we're going to see the stance on David Moyes in the next few weeks with his team selections. let's scroll on then. So let's move on to predictions then. Gary, we'll come to you first. You mentioned it a little bit earlier on, your prediction and your goal scorers.
I think 2-1. I think obviously Jared's on fire at the moment, so he's going to get one. And I think Fornals is due one as well. So I think Bowen and Fornals is my prediction. And Wood to score for them first.
Yeah. It's either going to be Wood or St Maximin. They are going to score in this game. Mike, what's your prediction?
I think there's goals in it, and I think 3-2. We'll win. We'll scrape a 3-2.
Why do I leave my prediction to last?
You should have took it before me, Jake. You knew what I was going to say.
Go for 4-3, Jake.
Yeah,
you
4-3 there.
Really?
Big Craig Dawson's going to get one again. Off his shoulder.
With his other arm, yeah.
Off his other arm.
Yeah, off his other one. Yeah. Honestly, you'd think I would learn my lesson because Mike always takes my prediction.
Flick it up with one and then flick it in with the other.
Yeah. I'm going to go for 4-2 then. 4-2. Let's chat things up, but let's get back into some fun. Positivity is what we like to see. 4-2 West Ham goal scorers. Lanzini is going to come off the bench with one. Antonio's going to get back into some form. Dawson's going to score again, and so is Bowen. That's the 4 goals. Wood and St Maximin for Newcastle. Now that's a bet for you. 2-2 draw for me. Yeah, you could see that. You could see that indeed. 4. Well, here we go. There we go. It's usually 5-1. Take 4-1 this week. Pete, you're not so confident this week, as are many of us. But let's move on to final thoughts then. Gary, final thoughts for the game?
No, I hope we start well, attack well, and just be positive. You know, we're on a reasonable run of form. We haven't lost for 3. We need to get 3 points to move us back up in the 4th, and let's hope we be positive and win the game.
Yeah. Mike, final thoughts?
Yeah, due for a good performance, Jake. And I hope it's tomorrow, and just hope we can pick up the 3 points.
Hope so, and hope Jared Bowen can make it 8 in 8 in all competitions. I believe it is, and 6 in 6 or 7 in 7 in the Premier League. Let's hope we can do that and pick up all 3 points. I predicted 3-2 Bowen, Thomas, and Dawson, and Maximin for Wood for Newcastle. Very, very wise. Very, very wise. Lanzini, Rice, Dawson, and Zuma to score, says Pete. Here we go. See, it's either going to go one way or the other. It's going to be loads of goals. Defences are going to fall apart, or it's going to be a scrappy 1-0 win. You know, it is. 2-1. For 4-1, I'll have a pound of whatever Peach is on. Oh, there you go. There you go. Honestly, it's usually 5-1, but Peach has reined it in this week for a 4-1. 5-1, 4-1, it's all the same. But this has been your pre-game breakdown for West Ham versus Newcastle tomorrow. Of course, there's 13 games left of this Premier League season. Every game counts. Every point counts in this top 4 race. There'll be no normal match day scheduled tomorrow because we're at the game. So there'll be no pre-game starting 11 breakdown and build-up show. There'll be no instant match reaction review after, and there will be a match day vlog a little bit later on into Saturday evening, and any other content I decide to chuck out if I've got Wi-Fi on the day. So Mike's working, Gary's double booked. It's only me that's going.
You have to give him a cheer for both of us, mate.
Yeah,
certainly will.
Obviously, Tom's going in my place, so
yeah,
I'm sure he'll give him a shout for me.
We will, yeah, indeed. So that's it from us. Let's hope we can pick up all 3 points, and come on, you Irons, and we will catch you later on. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
See you later, guys.